Sup, bitches?
You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another DVD collection update. It's been a long-ass time since I've done one of these, so my apologies on that. But to start us off with today, we have Yorotsuki Doji 4 Inferno Road, or in this case it says Infernal Road, and the final chapter. This is the UK release, which only includes Episode 3. It does, however, include the scripts of Episodes 1 and 2. Now, you may be asking why did I buy this, since I already have Yorotsuki Doji 4. I just wanted to have the British version for comparison's sake, and I thought it would be interesting to have, and it was dirt cheap, so I figured why the fuck not. But obviously this series got butchered in the UK when it got released, just in general, but Yorotsuki Doji 4 in particular got really butchered. Next up, we have Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. I saw this movie on Netflix years ago, and the main reason I ended up buying it is because a friend of mine really wanted to see it. It is a funny movie, I do enjoy it. It's from the same guys who did Scary Movie, the Wayans brothers. It is one of their parody movies. It's a parody of Hood movies. And you can't find it fucking anywhere digitally. It's not on any of the apps, and on Amazon to rent it even, it's just not available. Because my friend thought about renting it on Amazon so we could watch it, but I told him, hey, I'll just buy the DVD, and then I eventually did, and we watched it. Good movie. Next up, we have The Walking Dead Season 2 on PS3. I don't think I've shown this before. I might have, but I don't think I have. Even if I have, it's not the only thing I'm keeping in this case. I've also got The Shadow, the 1940 film serial. This I bought disc only. It is just an unofficial release, but it's not a bootleg because this is public domain, so literally anyone could release it. There's the disc of Walking Dead, just in case I haven't shown it. I bought the PS3 version on the very, very off chance that it includes the shoot mic option, because that's only in the PS3 version, but they patched it out. I doubt it's in the disc version, but I figured, hey, what the hell? Next up, we have the Shadow movie with Alec Baldwin. I recently did review this, and by recently I mean like a month or two ago at this point. All my days kind of blend together, so I don't remember exactly how long it's been, but it's a good movie. But there it is. In keeping with The Shadow, we have The Shadow Strikes and International Crime. It's a Shadow double feature. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Next, we have The Living Shadow, which is the first book in the Shadow series. This is the original appearance of the Shadow, who is a hero I've been getting really into. The Shadow was like the OG vigilante. Like, Batman takes a lot of stuff from the Shadow. Mr. A, The Question, and therefore Rorschach also, take a lot from the Shadow. Great character. I'm really looking forward to getting into him more. I bought this since it is the original. I want to start reading it. So far, all I've watched is those film serials, which I showed a second ago. But yeah, I'm really getting into the Shadow. And speaking of the Shadow, we have one of the Shadow comics, The Shadow in the Coils of Leviathan. This is one that I heard was really good. I've been really getting into Razor Fist and watching some of his older content. I've been a fan of Razor Fist for a while, but I've just recently started watching some of his older content and his comic stuff. And so I've been watching a lot of his stuff on the Shadow, and this is one of the ones he recommended in addition with the original book. The Shadow returns with the blazing 45s in his most startling adventure yet. And in keeping up with the Shadow, we have some of the Shadow radio series. This is the Shadow Phantom Voice and Silent Avenger. This is the Orson Welles version of the Shadow. I've actually uploaded this to the channel in its entirety because it is public domain. So there you go. Next up, we have Ultimate Muscle, the complete series. This is the very first time that Kinnikuman has come out in the US at all in many, many, many years. Now, obviously, Ultimate Muscle did air in the 2000s or 90s, I don't remember which, probably a little bit of both, on Foxbox. I think it was 2000s, actually. This is the Foxbox version, so it is only the dubbed version, but it's the entire series, which, if you don't know, DVD releases only release like 4 episodes, and they're super fucking rare. Obviously, I have all of the Kinnikuman series on that Japanese import, but, that's going to be raw, and is not going to have subtitles or dubbed. This is dubbed only, but at least I can understand it. This is released by Discotek, because of course it is, because Discotek kicks ass. And this is a step in the right direction towards getting a Discotek release of Kinnikuman, so you know what, I'll take it. Like I said, the more of this series we can get out in the US, the better. And it has a reversible case, so that's pretty cool. And here's what the case looks like when reversed. So there you go. Next up, we have the Atlas Shrugged movie. This is the first movie. It's actually a trilogy of movies. I'm still reading the book, but now I also have the movie. I will be watching it in the future, and I assume I will enjoy it, because I've enjoyed the book so far. It's just really fucking long. Here we have a bootleg of Vampire Madonna or Beast City. It has a couple other things on it from the looks of it. I'm not sure if they're all just the 2 episodes of it. I can't remember. I actually have an official release of Beast City, but this is included with another thing I bought on eBay, so they just threw it in. And here it is, Yorotsuki Doji 5. This is the other thing. Now I already have Yoritsuki Doji 5 officially on Laserdisc. I also already have another DVD of it that was made by the same person I bought this from actually. But the thing is, neither of those had subtitles. This is the upgraded version with subtitles, so there you go. I just have it in the case to Lollipop Chainsaw. I'm pretty sure I showed this in a previous collection update. Next up, we have Radioactive Dreams. This is one of the movies that inspired Fallout. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Next, we have the Bachman books by Stephen King. This includes the novel Rage, which Stephen King has disowned and doesn't like anymore. And that's the main reason I bought it, so it's 4, smaller novels contained within it. Keeping up with the books, we have Industrial Society and Its Future, which, if you don't know, is the Unabomber's Manifesto. But I figured it would be an interesting read, and here it is. Again, still keeping up with the books. But we have Norm Macdonald, based on a true story, not a memoir, forward by Louis C.K. So there you go. It's the book written by Norm Macdonald, who is my personal favorite stand-up comedian. I really like Norm Macdonald. The world has lost one of its greats, but he lives on in his stand-up and his books and his movies and all the other stuff he's been in. And, of course, keeping with the books, we have the Jefferson Bible, which is a book by Thomas Jefferson. It was he did a study on the Bible and then wrote his own little book about it. Next up, we have Murder Case book, Investigations into the Ultimate Crime, and this is number 71, Ritual Killings. This is actually a blind buy. I thought it was like a CD that was going to be like audio stuff about a murder, because I bought it in the recommended after I bought another CD, which we'll show here in a second. Nevertheless, it'll still be an interesting read, and maybe I'll do a reading of it on stream. We'll see. Here's that other CD. It's that Mitchell and Webb Sound. Now, I actually got the full series, but the rest of it's in my car, and I'm too lazy to go get it. And most of the cases kind of look the same, just with different colors, so... It has the 2 guys from Peep Show in it, David Mitchell and Robert Webb. They're a comedy duo. I quite enjoy Peep Show. I haven't been the biggest fan of their other comedy stuff I've seen so far, but we'll see how that turns out with this. Although, to be fair, I really like David Mitchell in the game show Would I Lie to You? And I have liked some skits I've seen from their other comedy shows, so it's not like I'm completely against it. I just think Peep Show's their best. Next up, we have Issei Sagawa's manga. This was written by Issei Sagawa, who killed and ate a girl. And this depicts that. It's the most depraved thing I've ever fucking seen. Be warned, if you ever dare to buy this, it actually contains crime scene photos in it, so just be aware of that. Next up, we have The Triflers, which is Mumkey Jones's book. Now I own both of his books, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we have a English fan translation of Berserk on PS2. I do actually have the Japanese release of this game as well. This game is only available in Japan, typically, but there is a fan translation here, so I'd love to play it with translations to make it easier to understand. And there's the disc and insert. Next up, we have Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. This is super sun-faded, but it was dirt cheap like this, so here it is. This is not the most popular Duke Nukem game, but I want to give it a try, because I've seen the ending, and the game looks pretty fun. It definitely looks like it plays like Time to Kill, which is kind of like a Tomb Raider ripoff in gameplay, but there's the disc itself. Next up, we have Fallout 1 on disc, as well as Fallout 2. It's both together, and the cases are attached. But there they are. As you know, I have these games on Steam, but since Steam will no longer be supported by Windows 7, I decided to get the disc versions just in case. And I decided to do the same with Fallout 3, so again, I also have the Game of the Year edition, just like I did with the actual game that I got on Steam. So now I own multiple copies of Fallout 3. I have a physical copy on PS3, I have this, I have a digital copy on Xbox 360. Kyler has a physical 360 copy in the house. I'll probably get my own in the future as well. After all, Fallout 3 is my favorite game, so there's no reason not to. But there's the manual and the first disc, and the second disc. Next up, we have Doomsday Clock, which is the sequel to Watchmen, so I look forward to reading this. Don't know how good it'll be, but I'm looking forward to it. I know Alan Moore doesn't like it, so that gives me high hopes. Anyway, there. So that does it for another DVD collection update. I am sorry it took me so long, boys. Have a good one. Toodles.
What am I watching? I don't know, but I hate it.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red Eye.